All right, just a couple more review questions from chapter 9 to go over here. As always, pause the video, try them before continuing. Definitely use that formula sheet to help. All right, so for summation notation, just another way to write a series, write a sum. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 terms to sum. Okay, so with summation notation, write the big E, and then you list from like what terms do you want to sum. So we have n that goes from 1 to 8. Right, so that's just saying we want to sum the 8 terms, and we have to say what formula do we want to sum. Okay, and so this is the explicit formula. Okay, so this is an arithmetic one, so our explicit formula would be a1 plus d n minus 1. Okay, so I'm going to say a sub n is the first term, 48, common difference of 4, or negative 4, because we're going down. Okay, and then if we clean that up, distribute the 4, so we have an equals 48 minus 4n plus 4. Negative times negative there, negative 4 times negative 1. So we get an equals 52 minus 4n. Okay, and that's what we write right here without the little a sub n part. Okay, and again, this represents all of these terms, right? Because if we wanted to get the actual series in the full format, we could just put in n 1 through 8, generate all the terms. So this is a condensed form of that. Okay, and we don't actually have to find the sum here, just write it in summation notations. That's it. Okay, what is the sum of the geometric series? Okay, so the formula for this, again, I would look back on that sheet, but the formula I believe for this, the sum of n is the first term, 1 minus r to the n power over 1 minus r. And I'm going to look just to make sure I have that formula right, because I'm not 100% sure that that's the actual right formula, but it's a sum of a geometric series. Yeah, that looks right. Finite series. Guess that would be good to say that, right? Because it has 12 terms, so we know that it's finite. And so technically, you can actually tell a1 and r and everything from this formula, but well, actually, it's a little bit hard here. So what I like to do is actually list out a little bit, right? Not that we have to do all 12 by any stretch of the imagination, but the first term would just be x of 1, so if we put 1 in right here. So the first term would be 5 times 1/4 once. Okay, and so that would be 5 times a fourth, and I think that's just 5/4. And then a sub 2, so if we put 2 in for x, it would be 5 times 1/4 squared. All right, and so when you multiply by a fourth again, so this is going to be like 1/16, so I think this is going to be 5/16. Okay, and you can start to see the pattern that when you multiply by a fourth, this next time is just going to be 5 over 64, right? If you take this one times 1/4. Okay, so anyways, we've got everything we need. So I'm just kind of being silly at this point. But so a1 is 5/4, and then 1 minus r would be 1/4, right? Because r is a fourth. That's what we multiply by each time. And n is 12, because we have 12 total terms in our sum, over 1 minus 1/4, right? 1 minus r. Okay, so when I do this on a calculator, I kind of do the numerator and denominator separately and then divide them at the end. So 1 minus a fourth is just 3/4. Okay, and then the numerator, I'm going to show you how I would do that on my calculator. And more or less, you could use a lot of parentheses for all these fractions or just do as decimals. So like 5 divided by 4 is 1.25, and 1/4 is 0.25. So when I enter, I'm probably just going to use decimals instead of these fractions. Otherwise, you have to enter a million parentheses. All right, so I'm going to enter this numerator on the calculator. So I'm going to do 1.25, then in parentheses 1 minus 0.25. I'm going to put 0.25 to the 12th power. Okay, and close the parenthesis. Okay, and so we get about 1.25. Right, so on top I have about 1.25. And then I'm going to divide that. Instead of 3/4, I'm going to use 0.75. So I'm going to erase this. Just use 0.75. Okay, and so if you divide that out, we will get our sum, which I think should be about 1.67. So that's our sum for all these terms. And that seems like not a very big number for a sum, but if you look at these values, right, if you were to add all these together, eventually they're not very big, right? Like 5/64 really isn't adding much to the sum. So by the 12th term, we're adding almost 0. So it makes sense that our sum is not very big here. Okay, so for a infinite sum, right, we can find the sum of an infinite geometric if it let's see, converges, if it goes towards 0, basically. So basically, eventually in these terms, right, if they're converging towards 0, let's say we get up to like the 100th term, if we're about to add 0, then adding another term doesn't really affect it much because adding 0 doesn't change it. So first thing is this one, diverge or converge, and then if it is possible, find the sum. All right, so hopefully you've had a chance to try it. This one is going to converge because they're getting smaller, right? It's converging towards 0. Okay, and then the formula for this sum is actually not that bad. It's just a1 over 1 minus r. So a1 is 1/5. Okay, and then 1 minus r. So r is a little tricky here, but I just kind of think, what fraction am I multiplying by to get 1/20th, right? If I have 1/5, I got to multiply by some fraction to end up with 1/20th. Well, this fraction, sorry, that's a multiply symbol there. This fraction would be 1 on the top and 4 on the bottom. Okay, and we could sort of test this. We think r is 1/4, so if we took 1/20th times 1/4, boom, we'd have this. Multiplied by 4th again, boom, we have that. So it's pretty clear that r is 1/4. Okay, from here you can do either fractions or decimals. I'm just going to keep it as fractions, I guess. 1 minus 1/4 is just 3/4. Okay, and then this is a divide, so it's like 1/5 divided by 3/4. Okay, and then you can flip it, multiply by the reciprocal. So it'd be 1/5 times 4/3, and that would give us 4/15 for our sum. Again, that's a weird sum, but if you look at these terms, they're not all that big. So it makes sense that our sum is not all that big. Right? We kind of get a pretty small sum. So that is it for part 2 of the review. Thank you for watching.